The National Disability Insurance Scheme is one way that we can deliver justice to Australians who are living with disabilities and their families. And that's why it was so pleasing yesterday to see now 5 state leaders signing up to launch sites. Sadly, Queensland has not signed up. I don't believe the Premier of Queensland, Mr Newman, has been serious or fair dinkum about the National Disability Insurance Scheme. The fact is that Mr Newman submitted a 2-page letter with no commitment to resources and no launch site, and has not participated constructively in the discussions. I don't believe he's fair dinkum about doing something to assist Queenslanders with disabilities and Australians with disabilities. I call on him to put away the politics and to get stuck into working constructively with the federal government to put in place a National Disability Insurance Scheme. It is really disappointing for Queenslanders with disabilities to see Mr Newman and his new government playing politics with disability in the way in which they have over the past few weeks. Mr Newman has turned his back on that process. I'd ask him to think again. I believe he's been cold-hearted and callous about people with disabilities as well. He ought to get fair dinkum about making a contribution and participating in this vital national reform. There's no commitment from Mr Newman to do anything with the NDIS. This is the problem. The launch sites are critical, and it is very important there is a launch site in Queensland. I mean, after all, Queensland has got the lowest levels of support in the country for people with disabilities right now. It's about time they stop playing politics, not only with the economy, but with people with disabilities. It's really, really disappointing to see what Mr Newman and his government have been doing in this area. They're playing with people's lives. They ought to get serious. This is a serious national reform. They ought to come on board and they ought to stop the politics.